Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to talk about one of the last really good cars that Nissan made. 2001 Nissan Sentra SER. This car was made before Renault started ruining Nissan. Yeah, they had bought the company, but they hadn't really changed anything yet. And in this case, the SER stands for more than just putting these red-lined bucket racing seats. It meant what was under the hood. SER had a special engine in it. For 15 grand to get over 200 horsepower, made it to a 6-speed standard transmission. This baby is quick. Being a relatively small car, it can get off the line. And it does have 4 doors, so you can put a few people in it. Now, yeah, time has been kind to this car. Nissan paint jobs weren't so hot back in the day. But this baby's got 152,000 miles on it. It's still going strong. And you have to add in the fact that the customer who owns this drives like a maniac. He's keeping this as a toy because he just bought a brand new Civic Type R. He was thinking about replacing this with a Nissan or Infiniti till I talked him out of it and said, the way you drive, get a Civic Type R. He loves the car and he'll probably have it for decades like he's had this thing. But back in the day, this 2001 was a deal for that price. Decent suspension, solid 6-speed tranny, and a 4-cylinder engine that still got good gas mileage if you didn't drive like a maniac. The centerpiece of this car, the engine, it doesn't have one of those flimsy rubber timing belts like a lot of cars did back in those days. It's got timing chain. They're set up well. As you can see here, this has got the brace so you don't get any body flex when you're cornering. And let's face it, if you saw this thing today going down the road looking like this Nissan Sentra, you might think, oh, what a clunker, till it goes blowing by. It still has get up and go. This car bypassed Nissan's horrendous 4-cylinder automatic transmissions, those Jatco junkers, in favor of a standard that's extremely reliable. And the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine, they didn't have head gasket problems like all the modern Sentras have. Realize that historically, Nissan's been a good engine building company. They made the first real reliable zippy sports cars, the 240s, the 260s. It's a shame that they merged with Renault and started to make a bunch of crap. I got customers with modern Sentras and Altimas, horrible cars as they age. I mean, you can buy one brand new, if you put 50, 60,000 miles on it, it's probably okay, but it's not gonna hold a fort for decades, and 150,000 miles like this thing has and still be running strong without working on the engine or the transmission or the electronics. And sure, it's like any modern car. Plastic crap, the handle's broken, but if you reach in, it does still work. A little car like this with front wheel discs and rear wheel discs and a tight suspension system, they're still fun to drive. And if it were my car, I'd take off the SER emblem and just leave the Sentra. And people would think, oh, look at that crappy Nissan Sentra. Then you could blow right by them. Now, for those who know about cars, a car that was this cheap, but had a 6-speed manual transmission hooked up to a limited slip differential, means this baby can handle corners fast. You don't find cars in this price range and this size that have limited slip differential. It is a killer on twisty roads. It's so sad that they ruined the cars after they merged with Renault, because they had a good thing going here. A 4-door car that you can fit a reasonable amount of people in, but still have serious driving experience, or ones that have rear seats that you can fit tiny little people in there, babies and baby seats, but full-grown adults are going to be groaning after a little while in those back seats. And the suspension system is 16% stiffer than the stock. It really corners well, but doesn't ride that bad. So now you know, as far as I'm concerned, what's one of the last good Nissans that were built. When they were making these R-Series Sentras, they had a good thing going. It's a shame they let it go, because just try finding a zippy little car like this for $15,000 today. It's an impossibility, even if you pay $8,000 or $10,000 more. It doesn't have the quality that this old thing had. And what the heck, with a little loving care and a lot of paint, you could bring this thing back to new, blowing people off the road with a Nissan Sentra. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.